Alright, well, hello and welcome everybody. Today is Monday, August 17th, 2020. And by popular demand, I'm making a collection update video of all my two-way radios, or should I say all my two-way communications equipment. This has been a highly requested video. I have so many people that are interested in this stuff, and people have been wanting to see videos of it, and people have been wanting to see collection updates. I haven't shown you guys this stuff in a while. It's been a while since you guys have seen this stuff, probably at least 2 or 3 years, and the collection has it's grown slightly. I've gotten a few more things. I've gotten rid of a few things, but for the most part it's stayed the same. This is everything I have, with exception to what's out in my truck, which I'll just go ahead and say it right now. If you guys want to see what's in my truck, then I have other videos on my channel about my truck. If you guys want to see the two-way radio setup, would it be setup or setups? Yeah, setups. I have two setups. I have my UHF Kenwood NX800 in there, as well as my Cobra 29XLR CB radio. If you guys want to see that, go to my channel and look for videos of my truck, and you'll you'll see it. But this is all the two-way radio equipment. I have a variety of different stuff. As you guys can see, I have mostly Kenwoods, but I have such a variety of equipment. I have mobiles, I have portables, I have bubble packs, I have UHF, I have VHF, I have CBs, you know, so I just have a wide variety of stuff. And no, I don't plan, I'll just say before anything else, that I don't plan on getting rid of any of this stuff. But I also don't plan on getting anything else. This is a lot of stuff, and you know, it's some might say this is a little bit much, and I personally think it is too. But this is a collection, and it's just I've really enjoyed collecting this stuff over the past few years, and like I said, I'm not getting rid of any of it. I don't have any plans on getting rid of any of it right now, but I also don't plan on getting anything else. A lot of this stuff hasn't even been used in the past few months. Some of it has, but not a lot. But this is where the collection stands as of today. I'm basically just going to go over each piece of equipment I have and what it is, and a little bit of a history on it, and that's about it. So I hope you guys, sorry about that, that was my phone. I hope you guys will enjoy this collection update. So let's get started. Over here in the corner, a lot of you guys may, if you've been watching my two-way radio videos for a while, you may recognize this. This was the very first piece of two-way radio equipment that I got. This is my Kenwood TK-862G. And this is probably the simplest Kenwood two-way radio you can still find. It's been discontinued. It's been discontinued for a long time, I think, but you can still find these on eBay pretty cheap. These are very simple 8-channel UHF conventional 25 watt mobiles. These are very nice radios. You know, I haven't used this in a long time, but it's a really good radio. This was being used as a base station. I'll actually show you guys this. I got that with a power supply, which is right over here. This is the power supply that I've been using. It's an Astron RS-12A 12 amp power supply, very good power supply, and that, as well as the 862G, came from my dad's work. And I got this along with two, I want to say they were TK-3360 portables. They were 8-channel Kenwood portables that had they didn't have the screens on them. I ended up selling those. My dad actually brought them home, and he actually wanted me to sell all this stuff, and he basically made me sell the portables on eBay, but he did let me keep the mobile. So, but this is a very good radio, and I have it paired with a KMC 27 microphone. Next to that, I have the model up, which is very funny because it's a very different model, but this is the Kenwood TK-863G. I bought this guy off of eBay. It is also a 25 watt mobile radio, but this model was specifically designed to be an LTR, a trunking radio. So This does LTR, and that's what it's primarily made for. It does do conventional, but it's programming conventional into it. It's not really ideal. I think it lets you do one conventional channel per zone, and you cannot scan through the zones. So not very convenient to use as a conventional radio, but it does work if you have enough patience. But I bought this off of eBay a little while ago, got it for a really cheap price, and I also have a KMC 27 plugged into it. This is one of my favorite older Kenwood radios. Pardon the dust, these things have been sitting for a while. This is a Kenwood TK880-1 version 2.0. When these radios came out, they were all over the place. The TK 780s, 880s, they were used in many different applications. When I used to ride the first student buses, when I was in elementary school, this is what they had. This is exactly what they had in our buses. They had them on fleet sync and everything, but I had wanted one of these radios very badly, and I got this one for like 30 to 40 bucks off of eBay, so very good deal. These, even though this looks very similar to those two, this guy has way more options. This does conventional LTR, it has fleet sync, and it has a lot of other stuff besides that, but this guy has way more capabilities than those two combined, I'll say that. But if you're looking for a good, inexpensive, small, compact mobile radio, I would highly recommend the Kenwood TK880. Either the version, the version 2.0, or if it's not a version 2.0, that's fine. The only reason why I made a big deal about getting the version 2.0 is because I use fleet sync on these radios, and it's so I can get that chirp when you key up. That's really all I cared about with that. But the version 2.0s have the chirp, which is actually called the fleet sync push to talk ID side tone, and the version 1.0s do not have that. So if you're looking for a good line of Kenwood radios, the TK 380s, 280s, 480s, and then the mobile versions, the 780s, 880s, 980s, all great radios. The next few radios I'm going to show, these ones came from my bus company. This one I got way before I started there. They had a bunch of old radios. Some of them had issues, and they were throwing them out, and they gave them to me. But this is a Kenwood TK-8150. I do work at this bus company, and we still have a whole crap ton of these in service. But this is a much bigger radio. These, in my opinion, make very good hobbyist radios. Kenwoods will program out a band. They'll do GMRS and FRS very nicely. These are very good GMRS radios, but it's an 8150. This sucker is I want to say it's a 45 watt. But these guys have a lot of, these will do LTR conventional. They have a whole lot of options, and instead of having buttons like those, you have your volume knob and your channel knob. The one thing I hate about these, I have had to fix so many of these at my work. These channel knobs and volume knobs pop off, and I've had the nuts inside these knobs. If the knob comes off and the nuts come out, then the whole thing is loose. So I don't like the construction of these very much, and I absolutely hate these power buttons. Sometimes these front panels will get messed up, and these buttons will get pushed into where you can't even push them. So there are a lot of downsides to these 8150s, but if you take care of them, they are very good radios. Like I said, these are there is no high power version of these. These are automatically 45 watt radios, and I have this with the standard Kenwood KMC 35. I have a couple Kenwood TK8180s. These guys also came from my work. These guys had issues, and I fixed them, but I actually, believe it or not, I purchased replacement radios for my company. I found some really cheap NX800s, and I replaced these. So I did not, take these without permission or anything. They had issues, and they did get replaced with suitable replacements. But these are good working radios. They're 8180s, and these are very durable two-way radios. They have very few issues, and these do everything except for NXDN and all your newer digital functions. They do conventional LTR. I don't think they do P25. I'm not even sure if the NX800s do P25. You know, these are just basically a very much upgraded version of those. These things can hold a crap ton of channels in them. But I've had these guys for a little while. They're good ones. This one I just have by itself, and then this one I have on my Astron SS-10 power supply. This is I believe it's a 10 amp power supply, and it's a good little power supply. I'm thinking of, actually, since I'm now the radio and camera guy at my work, I have my own little desk back in the shop. I'm thinking I may bring this guy in and use it as my little base station back in the shop, set it up and everything. That'd be kind of fun. But you know, if I want to go somewhere or something like that, you know, it's not very ideal, but I can pack this up, bring some kind of an antenna with me and set that up as a GMRS station or something like that. But these are TK8180s, good radios. I'll move down here. These radios, let me tell you guys, I scored with these two radios. These radios you guys have not seen before. I think if you guys follow my Facebook or Instagram pages, I think I posted about these. But right here we have a Kenwood. Everything's all twisted up. This is a Kenwood TK-7360 HV. This is the only VHF mobile I have. I did not have any VHF units before this one. Believe it or not, I got this from the Junkyard. The past few years I've been taking trips up to Victory Auto Wreckers in Bensonville, and I go up there really often, and let me tell you, I did not expect to find this. A lot of times they'll get in commercial vehicles, they'll get in taxis and old squad cars and stuff like that, and sometimes this is the only time this has happened to me, but sometimes companies will be stupid enough to not take out their two-way radio equipment. So I was at this junkyard. This was early last year, and I was looking around, and I pulled open the door of this taxi. I believe the taxi company was All Star Cab or something like that. It's a Chicagoland taxi company. And there this was. This thing was still installed in there with the mounting bracket, with the KMC35 and the microphone clip, everything. They left everything in this flipping van. I was like, holy cow, I cannot believe I found this. You know, I took it all out, went inside, and I said, hey, I got some kind of a CB radio here. I don't really know what it is. That was probably shouldn't have been dishonest, but I said, hey, I got some kind of a CB radio here. Will you guys charge me for it? The guy's like, $10. I'm like, sweet, done. So got this guy for $10, easily probably a $120 $150 radio, maybe even $175. But these are very good radios. Of course, it was programmed up for the taxi company. It was an LTR system. The programming file was password protected and everything. I had to get the engineering version of the software to bypass the password and to wipe the code plug clean. But I reprogrammed this guy for the local, the fire department and the local railroads. But this has been a very good, I also have NOAA weather radio programmed into this thing. So, very good radio. I've been very happy with it, and like I said, I got it for a steal. This guy looks very similar. These radios look very similar to each other, but as you guys can see, this is a Nexedge. This is a UHF radio. It's a Kenwood NX820. I bought this off of Facebook Marketplace. It was the same situation, except it was a lady. It was actually not too far from the junkyard. Actually, it was a lady in Elk Grove Village. She had two taxis, and she was actually selling the taxis. So I'm not sure if she owned a company. I'm not sure if she was partnered with a company or something like that. But they were Dodge Grand Caravan. She was selling them, and she was selling all the equipment out of those vans. I picked up two of these. I believe I paid $200 for them total, $100 each. I sold the other one for $150, I believe. But this is a Nexedge NX820, and this was programmed by a company called A-Beep down in Joliet, and this was hooked into their Digitalk system. This Kenwood dealer serves a lot of Chicagoland area businesses and stuff like that, and it was running on their Digitalk network. So actually the microphone it came with and all the Kenwood labels and the NextEdge label, they were overlaid with a completely different label. I just peeled them off because the Kenwood labels were right underneath that. I actually took some of those labels and stuck them on this power supply just for the fun of it. But that's the little two-way radio / cellular system that this this dealer runs. But of course I had to download the engineering version of this software to wipe the code plug on this thing and reprogram it for what I wanted to reprogram it for. But I have KMC 35s with all these guys. This one I have a Kenwood KMC-9B, which has been modified, with an 8-pin cable. This particular microphone, I bought it off eBay. This is a desktop microphone. Next to it, I have another radio that came from the bus company. This guy I got way before I started at the bus company. That the company threw it out. Kenwood NextEdge NX800H. Very good radio. This has been one of my favorite radios. Like I said, my location uses mostly NX800Hs in their buses. And these are excellent radios. Not too much different than this. The difference between the NX820 and the NX800, your NX800 has a lot more characters. You can have a lot more characters on the screen. I want to say it has a bigger channel capacity too. I don't know. There are some. This one's more compact, that I know. But this one has a few less features than this one does. But these NX800s, they're expensive, but they are very good radios. And of course I have that paired with a KMC 35. That pretty much covers all the Kenwood mobiles I have. As far as the microphones, Kenwood microphones, I have a KMC 9. I got another one of those Digitalk labels off of one of those radios and put it on here. It doesn't have a cable to it, but this would be, I believe this would be the 6-pin connector. The KMC 9 was a 6-pin connector, but I can buy an 8-pin connector and an 8-pin cable and put it into there anytime I want and get that microphone up and running. I have the KMC 35 that I was using with the NX800 in my truck. If you guys watched the review I did of the new KMC 65 microphone, I now have that out in my truck, but just I have a whole bunch of these KMC 35s. This is a KMC 41 portable microphone. This will work with my Kenwood NX300G and my TK380. It has this style connector, but it will work with other models. I'm not using it right now. It's just in the collection. Then I have all my portables over here. These are mostly UHF portables. These guys get used the most out of anything in my collection. I take this guy on Monday to work, this guy on Tuesday, this guy on Wednesday, this guy on Thursday, and this guy on Friday. This is my Kenwood TK380 version 2.0. This is the same thing as this, but just the portable counterpart. But on this one and my TK3173, I have the these are expert power dual band antennas. I think these are made for the Baofangs, but they sell these on Amazon and eBay. My friend gave this to me, and then I really liked it, so I got a second one, and I also had one for my NX300, which just broke this past Friday, actually, because I dropped the radio by accident. But anyway, back to the radio. Kenwood TK380. This is a really good portable radio. I've had this one for going on, I think, 3 years, and it's really just a really good portable radio. Older. They've since discontinued these, but if you can find one of these for 30 or $40 on eBay, you got yourself a pretty good deal right there. I have my Kenwood TK3173. This one also came from my work, had an issue and was replaced, but good working radio too. I really like these things, very compact. And these do, just like the 380, these do fleet sync. This will also do LTR as well. But really, you guys have seen this once or twice in my videos, I think. Really, really good little compact portable. This is the TK3312 that you guys saw in the video I did a couple years ago. This was 3 of my company's TK3312s that were shot that I built into one radio. So I took parts from 3 broken radios to make one good working radio. It was supposed to go back, but then they ended up replacing it, and they didn't care about it anymore. So it's in very rough shape, very scratched up. The body is very scratched and worn out. But this has been an alright radio, kind of crappy. I mentioned I'm not a big fan of these TK3312s, but it's a good little radio. I just have to be careful with it because they don't fare that well against being dropped. So that's that. This radio I got on eBay. A lot of trash radios, which actually this one ended up working just fine. This is a Kenwood TK3180, which is the portable counterpart of the TK8180s. But this guy works pretty well. It is currently running the Scholler-Johnson Passport firmware, programmed with the SJ180 programming software. So I got Fleet Sync on it. I have Fleet Sync on all these, but this one also has the special, where is it? This one has the special Proceed to Talk tone that's only available if you have the SJ firmware installed on these, which is pretty cool. So anyway, that's the TK3180. I have my Kenwood NX300G, which, like I said, the reason why it doesn't have an antenna is because I was using this at work on Friday, and it had one of these Expert Power dual banders on it, and the radio dropped on my shoe, actually, but it landed straight down with the antenna first, and the antenna just got completely messed up. So I'm just going to replace it with a typical Kenwood KRA antenna. But, oh, this guy's almost dead, too, but this is a great radio. I really like it. I bought this off of eBay. It came from a casino in Las Vegas, I think. And I reprogrammed it for my needs, and I've used this on my bus company's channel, of course, when I need to, and I've used it for GMRS, and I use it for scanning Chicago police. It's a really good radio, but that will have a new antenna pretty soon. This guy, you guys have not seen. This is my only VHF portable. It is a Kenwood NX210 Next Edge. This guy I got off of Facebook Marketplace. I drove up to a town called Byron, Illinois, which is south of Rockford, about 20 minutes south of there. I found this on Facebook Marketplace. The guy had a couple of these, $100 a piece, and this is a really nice radio. I use this to scan the local fire channels. I have the multi-use radio service, MERS, programmed onto it, and I also use this for scanning railroads too. When I go out to Railfan to watch trains, I will be using this. Yeah, it's a really nice radio. It has the DTMF keypad, which I'm probably never going to use unless I become a ham radio operator or something and program it up for ham channels, but this guy's really nice. I have 2 more Kenwood TK380 version 2.0s, except these guys. These guys I got in the same lot as this TK3180, and ironically, this was a junk radio lot, and these are some of the nicest TK380s I have ever seen. As far as being used, these guys are in great shape. I simply use these as I simply have these programmed up like your typical bubble pack walkie-talkies. These are GMRS, FRS only. At least that's how I have them programmed as. And whenever we have our kids camp or something else at church, I will bring these specifically for that. But these have the little stubby antennas on them, and I just wanted to make these convenient to carry around if I have to give them to somebody else to use at a church function or other event. This is one of my favorite pieces, of course. This is a very expensive piece in my collection. It's my Uniden BCD 436 HP digital trunking scanner. This is a great scanner. I've used it to listen to millions of different things, and it's got a record function on it. I mean, I can't even begin to list everything that this thing does because the list just goes on and on. It's got millions of features on it. It can be upgraded to listen to NXDN and a bunch of other stuff. The belt clip on it is broken. I have yet to find a replacement for it, but this is a very good scanner. I use this a lot. Moving on to my bubble pack walkie-talkies. Actually, yeah, I'll do these first. These are, I've had these guys for a very long time. These are Motorola FV150 bubble packs. That one's dead. This one should power on though. Yep. Good little bubble packs. I've had them for a while, although they are very easy to misplace because they're so small. These guys I bought for our kids' camp at church. I actually bought these bubble packs brand new from Fry's Electronics in Downers Grove. These are Midland LXT 500 PA walkie-talkies, but these guys are pretty good. They've been sitting a while without being on the charger, and they're still holding a good charge, which is cool. So, anyway, they have the little beep after you release the push-to-talk button. These guys I've had for a little while. These guys, I don't even think they work. This guy doesn't power on. I bought these at... Oh, this guy does. I bought these at an estate sale. These are Radio Shack. I don't know the model number on these. I looked for a model number. I can't find them. I primarily bought these because they have the Radio Shack name on them. They look very old, and obviously Radio Shack has been out of business. But these are very cool little walkie-talkies, and they are very quiet. They just don't work very well. Yeah, it's this one that doesn't work, but these are very cool. They still have the Radio Shack rechargeable batteries in them that still work, which is pretty remarkable. When you do transmit, they make some, you know, on the receiving end you hear some static and some buzzing, so they're no good anymore, but they're very cool. Hold on, just to let you guys hear that. It's a pretty cool sound. Very cool kind of collectibles. Nonetheless, I do have the charger for these and these. They're just, and of course everything else, they're just sitting elsewhere. I got my CB radios. Like I said, I have my Cobra 29 XLR out in the truck, but I got a couple CBs I picked up at different estate sales. This is a General Electric. I don't know what's the model number on this. Model number 3-58040. Syracuse, New York, which is very, very cool. So this guy is pretty old. Like I said, I got these both at either I got these together at an estate sale or I got them at different estate sales. I'm not sure. This is I looked this one up a while ago. I couldn't find much on it. It's a Spark-O-Matic, and I don't believe this one has a model on it either. But it's a 23-channel CB transceiver, FCC type number CB-2023. It's a pretty darn cool CB. I did power these up. They do power up, but they probably, you know, they're old and they probably do need some work done to them. And then this is the microphone I got. I want to say it came with the Spark-O-Matic. Where does the microphone even plug into in this one? Oh, to the front. So yeah, this is that pin. It's a different pin style. So I think this microphone, it's just looks like a generic microphone, but older. I believe it came with this one. And then finally, as far as CB radios, I have my JCPenney Survivor Emergency two-way radio, and has the original box, which is pretty cool. So very neat. I've had this guy for a little while, and I just keep it in the original packaging because I'm never really gonna use it. But it's a very cool collectible. It's got the pull-up antenna. I think it's a mag mount. You just stick it on the roof of your vehicle, and it's made if you're like broken down on the side of the highway or you need something, you can plug it into your cigarette lighter really quick and call someone for help. You know, these days no one uses CBs anymore, really, but. You know, it's still, you know, it's very cool that they sold that, you know, at JCPenney back in the day. You know, they wouldn't probably sell something like that anymore. But anyway, I'm sorry it was so quick. I know as the video went on, I kind of talked faster and tripped over my words because I just wanted to get through this. So if you guys have watched this far, thank you for watching. My camera is getting incredibly hot, so that's my full two-way radio collection. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing it, and there will be more videos with this stuff in the future as I find stuff to make videos about. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the collection. Thanks for watching, and that'll be it.